YouTube? What is up? Welcome to the radar for Rasslin Studios.
What's up, Mox?
Guys, NXT just finished up an interesting episode of NXT, setting up more stuff for NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver. Sounds like the brass at NXT was listening to us as what we talked about last week. Yeah. There's a couple things that they added.
Shawn Michaels watched this.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels was watching us intently, and he got that idea for a certain match at NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver. He got that from us. Welcome. Yeah, so you're welcome on that. So we have a couple things to get into from on this episode of NXT. It was an interesting one, just more set up for NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver. So they're going to be doing. We had an interesting setup for the North American Championship match at NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver, which is bit confusing. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing for if you were to listen to Vic Joseph kind of explain it, but we'll see. Or it wasn't even Vic Joseph. I'm sorry, it was William Regal trying to get William Regal to explain. That was kind of interesting. We had the big injury from Danny Burch, so fallout from that. So let's get right into it. Before we do it, we have to drop a like and a comment. What you guys think of NXT currently in its current state? Are you excited for NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver matches? You're excited for? Do you have a prediction as to who's going to become the tag team champions? Who's going to face Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship? Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think of all that stuff. Remember to like, subscribe, notification bell so you guys alert when videos drop. Social media, we're going to start with that. Let's get into it. First match of the night. Show started off with Zoe Stark and Io Shirai versus Raquel, Gonzalez, and Dakota Kai. Obviously, you know what this is all about. Stark takes the fall, right? Because, you have Gonzalez dropping her with the powerbomb and pinning her. So they get the win, and then you have Gonzalez attacking Shirai afterwards and leave her laying on the announce table. So she's been pushed for a while. We all know this was coming. The match is slated to happen at NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver, barring any injuries and stuff like that. So I do think this is a time where they probably crown Gonzalez as your new NXT Women's Champion. Io Shirai has a long run. You could keep it on her and then maybe go a little bit longer with it, but I think it's probably the time to kind of just give it to Gonzalez because the way they pushed her since NXT War Games.
Yeah, I mean, she's had a great run. She's been champion since the summertime. It's going on close to a year at this point, I feel. So yeah, I mean, she's had a great run, but this has been the match that we've been waiting for. They've been hyping this for a while, and I'm excited to see it go. We have a couple of weeks left. Let's just get it. Let's just get there. It's one of those feuds where we're just like, it's good. I just want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. So the match is going to be awesome at NXT TakeOver. So next thing to show, we had a video where Adam Cole shows up at a jiu-jitsu gym and attacks Kyle O'Reilly, but gets dropped, his ass dropped in the process. He gets straight taken out to the mat really quickly and aggressively by Kyle O'Reilly. It wasn't in his element, and then it was just a breakaway tear apart. And then you have Kyle O'Reilly, Roger Strong coming up to Kyle O'Reilly in the backstage saying he would help him out, to help out O'Reilly against Adam Cole. But he said the Undisputed Era is done, doesn't need your help. Now let's get to LA Knight. LA Knight, he's going to make Bronson Reed pay for ripping his jacket from last week, and then they have a match. And then Bronson Reed gets the win. I'm not sure if this is the smartest idea, right? You have a guy coming in, his second match in the company. You're pushing him somewhat, as just a new guy. And you would think that this would be more of a disqualification or a count out or
some wonky.
Or LA Knight cheating to get the win here. But he takes the L. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really understand why they would give him the L like that.
Yeah, especially because they brought him with such hype and all these promos that he's cutting, and they made a big deal about him. You felt like it was a big deal. His promos are him a big deal, and you're okay to lose, but I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of weird when it's your second match and you're kind of a big deal. It just doesn't really flow.
And a feud that was kind of set up for it's a 2-week feud, and they have him do the one-on-one. He loses already.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. I mean, I trust the NXT brass, but this was a weird one. It's a weird call, but we'll see what happens.
So we'll see what happens with him going forward, and if he gets a match at NXT TakeOver, he probably should. Most of these guys, that they either debut or in there for a short time get a match at TakeOver, kind of shine them up nice. Next thing to show, okay, so we had the announcement that Danny Burch was injured with a shoulder injury, so they had to relinquish him and Lorcan the NXT Tag Team Championship. So at NXT TakeOver, it will be MSK, the Grizzly Young Veterans, the Gallo Phantasm, and the Triple Threat to see who becomes NXT champions, Tag Team champions. I think MSK should probably win that because they won a Dusty Cup, but they could give it to the Grizzly Young Veterans and Legado because they've both been doing good work, and I don't know.
True.
We'll see what happens, but it's be interesting. Let me in the comment section below who you think out of those three teams is going to come out with the NXT Tag Team Championships. Next thing was only Lorcan versus Karrion Kross, because Karrion Kross technically is the guy who injured
yes, he did.
Danny Burch. Not obviously not intentionally or anything like that. It was just Danny Burch took a weird bump on that double suplex. So Kross gets the win. Lays out Lorcan. We'll see what Lorcan does in this time. He's probably just gone the entire time.
But it was a good match. He put up a good effort. There was parts of Kross, this is the first time he got hurt. It felt like in a match. It was good.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Then you have him putting a promo on Finn Balor. Finn Balor comes out and confronts Kross, and they have a big back and forth. Well, it's basically just Finn Balor talking about Kross and his emotions.
What I believe will happen is a repeat of last week. And your emotions master you.
His emotions, how he he has too much emotions, it's gonna be the cause of him losing. And Finn Balor hit it to a next level when he stopped having so much emotion and started being kind of like emotionless. So that that's pretty much it. That's all it was here. Is just building their rivalry. They're not going over the top with it, which I think is good. No. And they're just kind of doing it slowly. We had the attack last week because obviously he Scarlett got inadvertently hit in that situation with the bump she took, and Karrion Kross just blew up over it. So we'll see how it goes going forward, but it's just a small little tease of things to come until that match at Takeover that hopefully delivers.
Yeah, I think it's good what they're doing. It's smart. This was the match I really wanted to see because it's like it's the guy that never lost the title. He never lost because of injury versus Finn. Just keep it simple, keep it tight. We don't need any craziness. It's just like this is the match everybody wants to see. This is the main event. Everybody knows it. Everybody wants to see it. Going into even WrestleMania, it feels bigger than most of the matches on Mania. So I'm excited. Everyone's excited for it. We just want to see it. Again, another thing where it's like we just want to get there.
Yeah, exactly. We just want to get to it, see how it goes down, and most likely Kross coming out as champion after that. Well, let me know in the comments section who you think's gonna win, Finn Balor or Kross. I think it's Kross because he's gonna get the title that he never lost. So we'll see what happens going forward with that. Next thing on the show was an interesting match. It was Walter versus Drake Maverick, probably the biggest mismatch you'll see out there. Walter destroyed him. It was a referee stoppage. Obviously, that's what you wanted. Walter just destroyed. Here comes Tommaso Ciampa and challenges him for the NXT UK Championship at NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. So that could be a banger of a match. A match that people might not be super excited about. But I think it's gonna be a tremendous match. I think Ciampa is gonna get his ass beat bad. Yeah, he's gonna get his ass beat bad, and I don't think he comes out on top in this match. I think it's just it is what it is, but I think Walter wins that. But let me know in the comment section who you think is gonna win between Walter and Ciampa for that UK championship. I think Walter's had the thing for like 400 days. Maybe even longer. I'm not even sure, but Walter's been a champion for a long time, so we'll see that match at Takeover. So it's just announced.
I mean, I don't think Ciampa can win because he's not European, so it wouldn't make any sense. But my God, his knife edge chop today was ridiculous. Like that thing just it echoes through the arena. So that's gonna be a crazy bust ass match. Two guys are gonna lay their shit in. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be good to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good stuff. All right, so let's get to the next thing on the show. So we had Robert Stone walk up to Mercedes Martinez. Obviously, she's still in NXT, and we haven't seen her in a while. Gives her money to join his squad because I guess I forget what her name, Jessica Mia is not part of the group anymore or something like that because she was teaming with Aaliyah previously, but now they get a tag team championship match. So it's Aaliyah and Martinez going against Moon and Blackheart, the champions. Moon and Blackheart get the win. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. It's not the best match in the world, but it's it's a long-term positive to have them like already showcasing the belt and giving it some importance. It already feels more important than the SmackDown and Raw, and they have more, and the matches are more important, and they're defending it more often. They're not like really quick matches and pointless matches. And then like it seems like at Takeover, it looks like it's gonna be them two, Blackheart and Moon, defending against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell because they had an exchange afterwards in the back. So I mean, we could see that happening later on. Yeah,
makes the most sense. I'm just a normal progression of that's slowly really other tag team that matches up with them. So it should be a good match. And like you said, NXT titles or tag team titles mean way more than anything on the main roster.
Definitely, yeah. And then now let's get to the next thing. So we have the North American Championship. He doesn't have an opponent, Johnny Gargano, for night 2. So night 1 has been announced. I'm sorry that I think it's night 1 or.
Well, next week there's a 12-man battle royal.
Okay, so
and then it was complicated. There's a lot going on.
This is how confusing this disaster is. All right, so we have a 12-man battle royal. So and then the last 6 guys in are qualified for like a gauntlet eliminator match. And what order they get eliminated by is how they'll come out in the gauntlet. So if you win the thing, you come out last, and if you're the first of the 6 eliminated, you come out first, and it just goes in descending order from there. And then
I guess that's what they want. I don't know.
Whoever wins that faces Johnny Gargano on night 2 for the NXT North American Championship. So you have Pete Dunne, I think is the biggest name in the whole thing, and probably the favorite. I think he should probably become North American champion. To be honest with you, I think so too. Yeah, so I think that's what'll come out. But let me know in the comment section below who do you think is gonna win that thing, and how ridiculous of like the whole concept of this whole setup is like.
Why have to be so complicated? They can have a battle royal just to be like, all right.
Don't even do a battle royal. Just do a gauntlet match from the start. Pick your top 6 guys that should be in it and just go from there.
and that's it. We don't need a battle royal to like, you know, to throw 6 guys out to pick the 6 guys that who are gonna. It's too much. You guys overthought that one. You overshot it a little bit. Even Gargano was like, "How am I supposed to get ready for this? Like a million guys in this thing." It's just like, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. So that's what happened. So we'll see how that works out going into NXT Takeover Stand Deliver for the North American Championship. Next thing on the show was Jordan Devlin in his first match in NXT in a long time, going against Kushida, because Kushida kind of called him out. It's interesting how Kushida went from like Johnny Gargano and North American Championship to this, but they're really showcasing the Cruiserweight Championship as something important because it is the main event pretty much on the show. And you have Legado Fantasma kind of causing some distractions here and there, and it causes Kushida to get the loss. So Kushida's still protected because of the fact that Legado Fantasma was kind of screwing around outside. He goes outside and attacks Legado Fantasma. Here comes Santos Escobar in the ring. They do a face-to-face between the 2 champions. And then you have Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels had to listen to us last week and say, when I said that this should be a ladder match for both titles, because it makes most sense. We have 2 titles to make it a ladder match. He came out. He obviously knew where it was headed. As soon as he did it, he took out a ladder, slid in the ring. In the ring, kind of just gave him a little look, and it's gonna be a ladder match between the 2. It's gonna be a bust-ass match. We all know it is. This was a good match to begin with, Devlin and Kushida, and then it's gonna be only better with these 2 guys in that ladder match. You're gonna have a lot of hoopla from Legado Fantasma in there as well.
Yeah, it's a great call. I mean, it's best to have Shawn there because, obviously we all know WrestleMania 10, we're him and Razor for both IC belts. So it just made most sense. We talked about it last week. This is where it needed to go. They did a great job. It's going to happen, and I'm excited for this match. And Devlin put up a good showing against Kushida. This should be a great match, but this could literally steal the show of both nights because it has that type of potential.
It definitely does. I believe it was announced that Shirai versus Gonzalez will be the main event of night 1. This could be the co-main event of night 1 because we have another thing. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly co-main event of night 2, I believe. So this is gonna be a big one. And it's good because like you may say that like adding the ladders are unnecessary because they they never wrestled before, these 2 guys, but it's for the Cruiserweight Championships. You want to make the championship feel important. So that's the whole point of doing it the way they did it, was to make it feel important in the end.
And they're both champs, and then literally they're both champs. He never lost it because of COVID, and this guy just can't win a tournament. So that it makes it just it makes, like you said, it just adds more stakes to the table, putting in a ladder, both belts. Let's go. Who's the real champ? Let's see what happens.
Because what kind of more feud can you have after this one? Like, it's a match to unify, to create the, do the number 1 champion. Then, like, when you have an interim champion and a regular champion, they fight to unify the titles, and that guy just moves on from there, whoever wins that. So that's what you're doing with this effectively. A ladder match, you're not going to have a long story between these 2 because one of them is going to be the true champion, so there's no gripe afterwards. So you put in a ladder match and you go from there. So it's a right move to make, and good thing Shawn Michaels listened to us last week. Next thing on the show is Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly signed a contract for NXT Takeover Stand Deliver. They're going to have a fight. It's pretty much a match that's kind of like, I guess, non-sanctioned, because like they're not held accountable, NXT, for anything that happens in this match. It's pretty much like a non-sanctioned match. And it had good promos back and forth. The only part I didn't like, nitpicky, was that Kyle O'Reilly said, we came into this company together, we pissed a lot of people off, we got a lot of heat from everybody, and then he says that not all of us came out as stars and all that stuff, but not all of us came out as better people, which I thought was kind of a corny line in the context of what's going on there. But then he followed it up by saying that Adam Cole was still the same asshole, so he saved it with that. That's not a nitpick thing. I just didn't like that part because of the context of what's going on. Like, he literally tried to run this guy off the road last week, supposedly, right? So saying about like, I'm the only person that we all became better people except Adam Cole. It's just like, it's a corny line, but he called him an asshole afterwards and had a big pull apart at the end. So I thought it was really, really good the way to end the show and set up this match that we all knew was coming at NXT Takeover, but I just thought it was a really good way to kind of move the needle on it. It's continuously moving it because it's been good this whole time, but it just push it a little bit further to the other side.
Yeah, both promos are great. The intensity was good. This is just like a fiery rivalry, and it's like 2 guys are just exploding, and we're seeing it happen at week in and week out. Is this going to culminate in this amazing match that's probably going to, I know I said that the ladder match is going to steal the show, but let's be honest, this is going to steal the show because these guys, they've done it before.
Well, I mean, I think it's the co-main event of night 2, so it may still night 2, but like But
I'm just saying, like, the event, I know it's 2 nights, but it's one event, and I'm going to count it as one event, and I think this is going to be the match because and the feud's been great because it's personal, it's a personal blood feud, and they're doing a great job of selling it. They have the history. It's just 2 guys. It wrote itself. It was the perfect way to do it, and they're doing it right at the perfect time. Everyone should be excited for this match because we're going to see maybe match of the year because it's going to be that good. I mean, I have no doubt that these guys are going to fucking I'm sorry, I curse, but like, just going to blow the show up because it's that good.
Yeah, and then you have like Adam Cole telling him like, Kyle O'Reilly trying to bring Finn Balor into the group. That's what really kind of tipped it over, the edge. But it's been a really good, feud in general, and it's only gonna get better. Everybody's super excited about it from their stuff that they've done previously outside WWE. So they're bringing it to WWE. It was the story that wrote itself. It was just a matter of time before it happened, similar to Gargano, Ciampa kind of thing like that. It was a good way to end the show. But excited for NXT Takeover. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of NXT. Are you excited for NXT Takeover? We all know that it looks way better than WrestleMania at this time. At this point, so
it's not even close, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens going forward into that night of NXT Takeover. So stay tuned for that stuff. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of NXT. What you think of what's going on with the Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, the Finn Balor Kross, the NXT North American Championship. Mathematic problem that they put out there for you guys. You have, what do you think about the ladder match, all that stuff. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's the review we have for you guys today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If it doesn't work for you, now do the job.
Later, Box.